Who knew the night could be so colorful? Though Sidman's elegant poems are poems of the night, her creatures of the night are anything but dark. Sidman and Allen have created a lively and colorful night world of raccoons and snails, owls and spiders, mushrooms and bats that welcome readers into night's wild, enchanted park. Allen's gorgeous relief prints made from linoleum blocks, 2 years in the making, offer luscious images to complement elegant poetry and nonfiction explorations. The book ends as night ends, the moon lamenting, alas, another eternity of sunbeams to wait. But readers need not wait. They can enter night at will and revel in this beautiful nighttime world. I am honored to present a 2011 Boston Globe Hornbook Honor Book Award for Picture Books to Dark Emperor and Other Poems of the Night, published by Houghton Mifflin, edited by Ann Ryder, illustrated by Rick Allen, written by Joyce Sidman.
Reading glasses. Thank you so much for the invitation to come here and accept this wonderful honor. And thank you, Dean, for that wonderful introduction. Dark Emperor was to be the final book of a poetic trilogy I dreamed of writing almost 10 years ago about natural places that have always been important to me. The first book, Song of the Water Boatman, is set in the pond, and Butterfly Eyes and Other Poems of the Meadow takes place, of course, in the meadow. I wanted the third book to be about the woods, but I didn't want a rehashing of the first two in a different setting. I wanted the book to stand on its own, to have a little sparkle of magic to it. This delayed things. As I walked in the woods every day, I would think, what should I write about? How can I make this book different? I began to notice and wonder about different plants and animals, but I also wondered what they did after I left, as evening drew on and night fell. As often happens with a book, two ideas collided and sent out sparks, the night and the woods. How did these nocturnal woodland creatures survive without light to guide them? In setting out to find the answer to this question, I turned to a Wendell Berry poem entitled To Know the Dark, which seemed to sum up all I wanted to accomplish in this book. To go in the dark with a light is to know the light. To know the dark, go dark. Go without sight, and find that the dark, too, blooms and sings, and is traveled by dark feet and dark wings. Following these dark feet and dark wings, I intersected with Rick Allen, a fellow Minnesotan, whose wry, detailed, glorious illustrations brought my poems to life in a way I could never have imagined. Thank you, Rick. Thanks also to the superb team at Houghton Mifflin, and specifically my editor, Ann Ryder, who understands so much more than the words on the page. Thank you to my husband for his love, support, and laughter, and to my children who continue to delight and inspire me. And most of all, thank you to the Hornbook, Simmons College, and the judges for all your hard work and discernment.
Leon Trotsky said that getting old is the most surprising thing that can happen to a person. And I find that to be true, but it's also quite surprising to be standing here. And I too would like to thank the Hornbook and Simmons College, the wonderful people at Houghton, our incomparable editor, Ann Ryder, who introduced me to Joyce's oddly luminous poetry for a book about the night more than 3 years ago. As a poet and as a writer, Joyce is subjected to the indignity of sending beautiful words out into the world and risking having it fall into the hands of a left-handed bear who's going to illustrate it. Relief printing is perfectly suited for a book about the night, since as you cut into a block, you're cutting light into what otherwise would just be a black surface. To take such a simple subject as the night, something that we all sleep through and rarely experience, is such a gorgeous idea, something very simple, something very intimate, and something that most of us know nothing about. So spending almost 3 years in Joyce's Night was just a wonderful experience. Dealing with the wonderful people at Houghton who behaved as if dealing with artists was the most natural and wonderful thing in the world was also an epiphany. So in conclusion, in the time that you spend working on the book, I constantly thought about a Robert Burns poem, an epistle to a young friend, in which he says about a work in progress, it might perhaps turn out a song, might turn out a sermon. In this case, I'd like to think that the book did turn out a song, and it's wonderful to think now that it will have a life beyond our immediate experience of it. Thank you very much.